One of the very special parts of our coverage of the recent Orange Bowl and festivities leading up to it was our live satellite hookup to Miami, where we were able to bring you exactly what was going on, just as if you were there. One of the first things we wanted to tell you about was show you a little bit about how Clemson got there and what they were doing. Assistant Athletic Director Bobby Robinson headed up the trip and made all the arrangements, and one night he explained how difficult it was to make everything work a long, long way away from home. Running around Miami, obviously, this is a whole lot different than getting them ready on Friday for Saturday at Death Valley. Any insurmountable problems that you've seen so far?
No, but Miami is a lot different than any place we've ever been. You just don't walk out around in the streets, and we can't get people around nearly as much, and everybody's spread out so much. But as far as the players are concerned, it's not much difference. We just have to travel a lot further to practice, about 25 minutes either way, and the schedule is so regimented that they don't have as much free time in Miami as they would like, but they had a lot of free time in New Smyrna.
Here, and really a very important man in that procedure is John Timmerman. John, step in here. John is the state president of IPTAY, and John, as president of IPTAY, one of the really great things that IPTAY's done this year is put a lot of money into the Tiger Band to get them here and give them a first-class trip to Miami.
Well, Stan, we've been fortunate that we have had funds available that we could do this, and one of the things at the beginning of our year, even before we knew that we'd be 11-0, we provided $80,000 for the band to enable them to attend all of our games because we knew that they were a vital part of the total Clemson spirit. So we're mighty glad to have them down here, too.
Clemson's spirit can't be anything but boosted by this great season, no matter what happens tomorrow night.
Well, we plan to make it not 11-0 and 1 to go, but 12-0.
The idea, do you have some raw numbers or ideas of how many people you've got down here or will visit here from IPTAY and from the Clemson community?
I have no idea. Your guess is good as mine, but everywhere you go, everybody you talk to is all orange, and everybody's smiling and happy. And here in the lobby of the hotel tonight, we've got some invaders. We have some Nebraska band members. I noticed they were trying to buy Clemson souvenirs behind us here a while ago, so maybe we're going to win some of them over, too.
Yeah, right. Being live from Miami, you were able to find out some insights about what was going on as Clemson prepared for the game, but you're also able to capture a little bit of the spirit of the activities, like the night the crowd cheered in the lobby.
Going to be 70.
And there were a lot of fun things, too, like the night Ricky Capps, the Tiger, stopped by on game day to give us a pre-game pep talk as Clemson was on their way to the field to play against Nebraska.
Oh, no, I'm in form like I've never been before for this Orange Bowl. Clemson's going to be #1 after tonight, and I can't wait.
Okay, you have it. That's and on game day, the entire lobby of the DuPont Plaza Hotel turned orange as dignitaries from both Clemson and from the state of South Carolina were on hand to get ready for the big game against Nebraska. Got to be a little more fun when it's Clemson for you, doesn't it?
That's right. Clemson's my alma mater, and they're #1 with me, and they're #1 to win this game, too.
I noticed that even you've got the $2 bills here as well as all the orange, huh?
Well, they bring good luck, you know. These good Spartanburg people just loaned me those few minutes ago and to bring good luck, and I'm sure they will. We're expecting Clemson to win big tonight.
Mrs. Thurman, the whole family football fans this time of year?
Yes, the whole family is all for Clemson. We only have 2 of our 4 with us, though, on the trip, and we're pulling for Clemson in a big way.
You want to pick a score for us, Senator?
Well, I think Clemson ought to win by about 2 touchdowns.
Bill, certainly congratulations on getting here. There's no question about that. The tough work really for you is just about over now. Now it's up to the players and the coaches.
You know, Stan, this is, I've had a good staff that did a lot of the hard work, and I've enjoyed the trip, and kind of like some of the fans, they just told me what to do, and that's what I've done. It's up to Danny and the boys now, and I think that they'll do real good, just like they have all year.
You've got some Orange Bowl experience from your years here. Give me a difference between then and now.
Well, 25 years. That's a lot of it. You know, the Orange Bowl people here have treated us real well. We've been to other bowls, but they've done a lot of special little things in life that makes things go right, and the Orange Bowl has extended themselves to do this well for the Clemson folks. And it's a first-class bowl. It's a big bowl. We're getting going for national coverage, and we got a chance to be #1. And this year, week by week, our boys have met the challenge, and they played one game at a time, and I think that's what they're going to do tonight.
Let's keep our fingers crossed. Bill, congratulations on being here, and thank you for taking time to come by with us. We appreciate it. We've got one more gentleman here that we want to take a second to talk to. Dr. Atchley, come on, step in here. How are you?
Fine.
This is Dr. Bill Ashley, the president of Clemson University. Have you had a chance to talk to the president of Nebraska now?
Oh,
To
yes.
find out what's going on
Oh,
there?
sure. We went out and played golf together and competed, and I beat him.
You think that's a good omen?
I know that's a good omen. We won in everything we've done so far. We're going to continue to win. It's been really a great time down here. The Rose Bowl, the Orange Bowl people have been just great people. But they made a compliment, which I think that everybody should really know in South Carolina. They said that the organization of Clemson and the people being here is the best they've seen in 15 years in the Orange Bowl, and that's quite a compliment to all these people, and we're really proud to be here.
And after the activity in the lobby, it was time for the action to move to the Orange Bowl itself. And when we come back, we'll highlight the action from that game that gave Clemson the #1 ranking in the country and some of the reaction afterwards, right after this. The Clemson faithful turned out in force, filling up the Orange Bowl and really making it look that way. And the first thing they saw was what they saw all year. The defense making a big play. William Devane recovers this Nebraska fumble, and that sets up a scoring opportunity. Donald Igwebuike hits a field goal, and the Tigers are out in front early. They haven't hardly had a chance to handle the football. Nebraska, however, is a surprising football team, and they'll pull out a trick play now and then. Rozier hits Steele with this halfback option pass, and the Tigers are behind after the conversion as Nebraska goes out in front 7-3. But it has been the case all year, big defense. Look at this. A safety blitz from Tim Childers knocks the Nebraska quarterback down, turns the ball over to the Tigers in good position, and Igwebuike hits yet another field goal. The score is 7-6, and the momentum seems to be swinging for the Clemson team. Homer Jordan was super in the game, and what great concentration by Frank Magwood as he picks off this tip pass to set up what could be a scoring opportunity for Clemson. It goes awry, however, when Tuttle can't hold on to the ball, and the Nebraska defender wrests it away from him in the end zone, and it turns over to Nebraska. But the Clemson team comes back with a turnover of their own. A big hit here, and Jeff Davis is on the football, and the Tigers got a chance to put some points on the board before the end of the first half. And they do just that. Cliff Austin takes the ball and sweeps around the right side and goes into the end zone for a touchdown. Clemson now is out in front. A two-point conversion goes astray, and it's 12-7 in favor of the Tigers. In the closing stages of the first half, it was once again great defense. Danny Triplett makes a big hit here to stop Nebraska and keep them from cashing in on any opportunity to score. And at halftime, as the Clemson band performed for the national television audience, strategy was changed just a little bit. Homer Jordan continued to scramble and continued to read the Nebraska defense and make the big plays in the second half. This effort here helped Homer to the MVP award in the football game. Good running up the middle and good blocking by the Tiger line. Jeff McCall moves the ball into scoring position early in the first half. And then it's Jordan to Tuttle. A great pass and catch for a score, and Clemson is starting to pull away. It wasn't all completely for Clemson just yet. The Tiger defense dominated and gives yet another scoring opportunity to the offense. That helped by Billy Davis's fine punt return. Some 47 yards Davis scoots with this one in the Orange Bowl game. That moves Clemson into scoring position once again. And Donald Igwebuike makes the best of it, kicking his third field goal to give the Tigers 22 points to Nebraska's 7. The Cornhuskers do move the ball in the late stages of the ball game. Here a pitch back to Roger Craig yields a touchdown. The two-point conversion is good, and the Tigers' lead is not quite as big as it was before, and Nebraska is starting to show signs of life. But once again, as the case all year, the Clemson defense makes the big play. Dan Benish causes Craig to miss this pitch. The Tigers recover and stop the play. That stops Nebraska, and then it's just a question of running out the clock before Clemson becomes #1. And Homer Jordan, the game's MVP, does that very, very well as the crowd begins the countdown to the championship and Clemson's ranking as the #1 team in college football. one of the 5-year players here. Obviously, 5th year, a good decision.
It's great. I just knew something was good going to come out of being redshirt, and I just couldn't. It's the greatest thing ever happened.
It's been personally a difficult year for you. You weren't even on the field the first time they teed it up.
That's right, but you know, I just hung in there because I knew this team had something special about it, and I wanted to be a part of it. No, it's just great. It's just great.
Well, you tell me, if Homer Jordan didn't play on Dutch today, there wouldn't have been a win tonight.
Hey, Homer made everything click. He's the difference, like I said before, he's the difference in our offense. He's the difference in our team. He deserved to be most valuable player, and like I said, he's not feeling too well, but he'll get over tomorrow morning, I'm sure.
When the realization hits, I'm sure, that national champion.
Hey, I'm a brag. I'm a walk around with my chest out. It's the greatest feeling in the world. You know, it's one thing that I think that every player in the nation dreams of. And you know, this haven't really hit me yet. I'm sure it will. Probably tomorrow morning, or maybe a week from now. But you can believe that I'm gonna stick up my chest and wear a Clemson T-shirt and say we're the #1 team in the nation.
You all have been very cautious about what you've said, the way you've talked about your chances for this national title. You maybe wish now you bragged a little bit more?
No, I think this is the right way to go about it. Coach Ford has always stressed for us to be a class team and not to say anything negative about our opponents or our teammates or anything, and he knows what he's doing. That's the way it should be.
Great way to finish it up, isn't it?
Yeah, it sure is. It's more than you could ask for.
A lot's been made of Herschel Walker making some statements about that you guys don't belong where you are. You got any response to that tonight?
Well, not really. That's something we don't get wrapped up in. A lot of people really don't respect us, but now I think a lot of that talk will stop. Herschel Walker and the rest of the people, we #1 right now. Can't nobody take that away from us. Whether you respect us or not, that's your fault. I just don't think, you know, you're a human if you can say a thing like that.
And you are #1. There is no doubt about that.
Hey, that's right, and it's a great feeling.
The Tigers went on to celebrate their victory as the nation's #1 team after defeating Nebraska 22-15. The next night, live on Saturday night, we were able to show you the winner's trophy from the Orange Bowl and talk with the gentleman who guided Clemson to the completion of their goal.
But we got an Orange Bowl trophy here, and the first one, I think, since 1951 that we have two side by side now, and first time for a national championship probably that's ever been accomplished at Clemson.
I'm putting an editorial comment here, something that you've been saying all along. This bunch that you got here, this is a classy group. You know, there have been a lot of times where they could have responded to some of the things that have been said about them, some of the cracks that some of the people they've played and beaten have made. They haven't taken that opportunity. They've just gone ahead and said, look, you know, our record speaks for itself.
Well, I think what you have to do anytime you fool with the public, I think sometimes you have to bite your lip. And when somebody says something about you that may not be exactly true, instead of getting in a contest with them or in the newspaper or anywhere else or TV or anything else, it's better just to go on about your way and try to prove it on the football field. And we're very, very proud for these guys because they've said, well, everything in the world's been said about them. They wasn't that good a football team. They're very, very lucky. They can't play the offense, a good defense, or they can't do this, can't do that. But mainly what they did was go out and compliment each other very, very well and win 12 football games, and nobody else in the history of college football, 1981, 82 bowl season did that, and that's something that no one can take away from them.
The one question that hasn't been answered is have we ever found your wife and kid's suitcase?
No, I just asked the athletic director if we had any insurance because I'll have to work. I had to work overtime now to get some more clothes to them youngsters. But that's the only thing we misplaced. Everything, the game plan was great by our offensive and defensive coaches, and our players played great. Just had a hard time keeping up with that suitcase stand.
Congratulations, Coach. weeks after the completion of the Orange Bowl game and Clemson being crowned the national champion, it's still pretty difficult to put all the events of that week in Miami, and in fact this whole football season, into perspective. Chances are that'll be a job that'll be accomplished 25 years from now when people look back like the members of the '57 Orange Bowl team that Clemson had in Miami and reminisce about their team. Whether the players get a little better or the All-Americans become greater, well, that's going to have to wait to be seen. But the accomplishments of this year's Clemson football team, coupled with that of other developments in football, have really put the Atlantic Coast area on the map as far as football goes. Think about this. Georgia, a national champion last year. Clemson, a national champion this year. George Rogers, a Heisman Trophy winner last year. Rookie of the Year in the NFL, along with Lawrence Taylor of North Carolina. Tremendous accomplishments for football in the area. And things are just going to get better because the coaches and players and the fans are working hard to make football in the Atlantic Coast area as good or better than it is anywhere else in the country. And this year they can say better than anywhere else in the country. We thank you very much for your support. Covering Clemson live in Miami was a first for us and something we thoroughly enjoyed. We're looking forward to the opportunity to do it again with Clemson and with any of the other great teams as they continue along towards the top of the world of football. I'm Stan Olenek. Thanks very much for joining us tonight.
The Making of a Champion, brought to you by Blue Cross Blue Shield, the one that works for over 1 million South Carolinians.